Mistakes you must avoid as a leader. Now, a lot of people talk about what you must do as a leader, but it's very important for you to understand what are the mistakes to avoid. Because if you are able to avoid the mistakes, right, that actually will not make you a good leader, then you can become a great leader, right? If you are able to avoid these mistakes, then it will pay you a path. It will pave you a path for effective leadership. So, what are these 7 mistakes that you need to avoid? Mistake number one: lack of vision. Now, leadership is a lot about vision, right? They talk about visionary leaders. So, if you have to be a great leader, you have to be visionary. Because if you are not having a vision, think of it, right? You are not able to give the big picture to your team members, right? You are not able to give the big picture to your organization. And if there is a lack of vision, why would people follow you? Because people want to feel that their work is contributing to a bigger mission, to a bigger vision, and there is certain purpose of whatever you are doing, and all of this can be defined by a vision. So if you are not defining a vision for your organization, for your teams will not follow you, and there will be less moral, right? You might be able to like go to a certain extent and get success, but what will happen is you will start seeing that people might leave you, right? Even if you pay more, the reason they might leave you is because there is not much drive, right? There is no real purpose behind what they are doing, right? There is no big picture why they are doing whatever they are doing. So if you don't have a vision, then you might lose people, right? You might lose businesses, because even businesses or customers want to connect with you because you have a bigger mission, you have a bigger vision, right? So if you lack vision, then you cannot become a great leader. So become a visionary, right? Have a vision, define a vision, right, that you can actually show to your team and to your organization, so that they can move ahead, right? Because only when you have a vision, right, that can be actually aligned with the goals of the organization, right, that can be aligned with the goals that your teams have, right? There might be smaller teams, right, domains and all of that groups, they will be able to align with the bigger mission or vision. Otherwise, they're not aligned, they don't know where we are going. And if you don't know where you are going, then, like as it said, if you don't know where you are going, any road will take you there. So anybody and everybody will have their own approach, and then if it is not aligned with the vision, then it's not actually serving the purpose. So it's important to have a vision. What is mistake number 2 that you need to avoid? Mistake number 2 is resistance to change. See, it's very important for us to understand that today it's a fast moving world. It's a fast changing world, rather, right? So everything is changing at a rapid pace, be it technology or be it like anything that you look at around, right? Industries are changing, domains are changing, softwares are changing, platforms are changing, right? Everything is changing at a rapid pace. So you need to be able to be adaptable to this change, because if you resist change as a leader, then what happens is you cannot innovate things, right? You cannot actually be relevant in the industry, right? You cannot be relevant with the competitors or the marketplace, because change is the new thing, change is the only thing that can help you grow. And if you actually restrict change, what will happen is, also when you are resisting to change, the team members will also not be motivated, because whenever they are coming up with ideas, they will feel disencouraged, they will not feel encouraged, because you are not actually having open to change, right? The mindset open to change. So resistant to change can actually stop the growth of your team members, stop the growth of your organization. And what happens when you resist to changes? A lot of talented individuals, if you see the people who are the challenging personalities, right? If you see the most of the talented individuals, they're not just staying in the organizations for money. They look for a lot of dynamic roles, they look for challenging opportunities, they look for doing something new, something innovative. But if you resist for change, do you think they will stay in your organization? No, they will move out of the organization. And even the customers or the clients, right, they want to be relevant in the industry, they want to be like some, they want to work with people or the organizations who are actually fast in terms of implementing changes, the new trends and everything. So if you are resistant to change, you will not only lose your team members, you will also lose your customers and clients, right? So that's mistake number 2. What is mistake number 3? Not embracing to diversity and inclusion. Now, a lot of leaders get confused when it comes to diversity and inclusion. They think diversity and inclusion is just about including women in the team, right? No, that's not diversity and inclusion. Diversity and inclusion goes beyond demographics, like it goes beyond gender, age, race, all of this. It goes beyond that. It includes diversity of thought, it includes diversity of experiences, it includes diversity of skills, right? So it includes a lot of things. When you talk about diversity, it includes diversity of even like locations, including people from different diversities. Because when you are not open, when you are not embracing diversity and inclusion, that means you are not actually allowing your organization to grow. Because when you include diversity, when you are inclusive, then you get a lot of ideas from different people, right? Different people, different age group, different thought processes. When they come in together, right, the experiences, and like think of it like people with who are aged might have a lot of experience in their life, and people who are like youngsters in your group, or in your company, they might have a lot of innovative ideas, right? They might be looking at things which are really working, the new trends and all. A combination of these, do you think this will make magic in the company? Yes, of course. But if you don't embrace diversity and inclusion, then you will lose on all these opportunities of people working for you from diverse locations, age group, experiences, and all. And that means your company is not growing. That means you are not growing, right? So that's the number three mistake to avoid. What is mistake number four to avoid? It is poor communication skills. See, as a leader, you need to be a strong communicator. If you cannot communicate well, think of it. A poor communicator cannot even communicate the vision to the company. You cannot communicate what is the big picture that you are looking for. Now, if there is a change that you want to bring in the organization, right? Again, people will be resistant to change. And if you cannot communicate well, do you think you will be able to persuade them? There will be challenging times when people want to move out, maybe for more salary, money, or not being trusted, not being valued, and all. How do you actually negotiate with them? How do you make them feel more valued in the organization? It's all communication. And poor communication, what will happen when a leader is poor communicator? When a leader is poor communicator, it causes trust issues, right? And if a leader is not communicating in the right way again and again, your credibility as a leader is also gone. So when credibility is gone, do you think people will trust you? Do you think people will come to you? Or do you think people will even follow your instructions? No, they will not. Right. So that is very important. Like communication is the key. Communication is the key to success in your career, in your leadership, right? Because if you can't communicate properly, like with stakeholders or clients, you cannot communicate with team members, right? And you cannot communicate with anyone in the proper way. And if you are a poor communicator, then you will fare for sure. Like one of my biggest challenge I remember as a leader was communication. I realized this is the most skill that I need to have if I have to become a great leader. And that's when I started my own communication journey, right? It's been like 7+ years I've been working on my communication skills, because I realized this is the one most important skill you need to have as a leader, right? Because people will follow you, people will respect you, people will work with you, people will stay with you, right? People will grow with you only if you are able to communicate well, right? So that's the mistake number four. What is mistake number five? This is a big mistake a lot of leaders do. What is this mistake? Come near, come closer, come closer, come closer. Let me tell you this mistake. This mistake is called micromanagement. Micromanagement. What is micromanagement? When leaders are sitting with the team members for every single task, monitoring, taking control, right? And seeing what they are doing, seeing how they are doing, every single thing that they are checking. That is micromanagement. I remember one of a manager under my team, right? This was very strange that came to me as a feedback from one of my team members. She actually called me from a different location. I was working out from Bangalore and I had teams from different locations. And one of my team members, she called me, like a female team member called me, and she said, Father, you know what? I'm frustrated. I want to quit. I asked her, what happened? Right? I asked a curious question to help her and support her. What happened? Why do you want to move? You are a great performer and you are being like valued here. What happened? She said, my manager monitors me and he keeps a track of my time and everything. And he even asks me questions when I have to go to the washroom. And this is pathetic. I hate when people are micromanaging me at this level. And I'm going to quit this organization because there is no respect for me here. Biggest mistake, micromanaging. When you micromanage, that means as a leader, you are not trusting your team members, right? And you cannot micromanage people because that's the first thing that people will hate when they are micromanaged, when they are monitored, like it's like a spy camera always on top of them. People don't like that. People like to be trusted. People like to be given more opportunities. People like to be given freedom, right? So that's when people would love to work with you. That's when people will contribute more, right, to your team, to your organization, and everything. So micromanagement, no to micromanagement, because with micromanagement people feel less valued, people feel not trusted, and people feel that their freedom is taken away. So never do micromanagement. This is the mistake you must avoid at any cost. Then mistake number 6 is no delegation. A lot of leaders feel the burnout. Hey, I'm not having any time, I'm everywhere, right? I'm actually like not getting time for myself. And I have heard this from many leaders. They go through the burnout and they tell, oh, I'm getting exhausted, I'm getting frustrated, I'm getting stressed out, I don't have time. Why? Because people again do not delegate. They want to be everywhere. You must have seen some leaders, the so-called leaders, who want to be everywhere. There is a meeting which is not necessary, they will be like jumping into the meeting, right? Why are they there? Because they want to be everywhere, right? There is an excel sheet that needs to be filled, they are doing that excel sheet work as well, right? There is a meeting that needs to be done which is not critical, which may be one of the stakeholders, right? Again they are there, right? They want to be involved everywhere, and end of the day they start talking about, I am feeling burnt out, right? I am feeling stressed, I'm not getting time for myself. Why is this happening? Because they are doing that to themselves, right? They are actually taking more pressure, right, and getting more stressed out where they don't have to, right? You can't like do things, everything can't be done by you, and this will not help your organization to grow, your teams to grow. Today we are talking a lot about artificial intelligence, automation and all. How do you automate things when you don't give the control to somebody else, when you don't trust people, right? You need to trust people, you need to delegate, so that you can do something which is significant. You can become a great leader if you are able to delegate to people and you focus on leadership now. Don't focus on each and everything and say I'm burned out, say I'm stressed out. No, right? So, and when you do this, when you don't delegate, the one more thing that happens is people feel that they are not getting opportunities. People feel that you are holding everything and they are not getting opportunities to grow, being valued. And when people feel that, they will quit. They will quit organization. But you know what they are quitting? They're not quitting organization, they are quitting you as a leader. So this is one of the biggest mistake you need to avoid, of not delegating, right? Delegation is the key if you want to become a great leader. What is the mistake number 7? This is the last mistake, the mistake number 7 I'm talking about, which is one of the top mistakes. And this is one of the mistakes that many leaders do either consciously or not knowing it, right? They know it or unknowingly they are doing it. What is this mistake? Avoiding feedback and difficult conversations. See, feedback is the most powerful tool. If you want to understand how your people are feeling, right, whether they are aligned to the vision, to the mission, what is working good, what is not working good, you need to take feedback, right? And if you are not open for feedback, then you will not receive feedback, right? People will not come to you and share the challenges, the problems, the pains, the gaps, and everything. And when they don't do that, do you think you will grow? No, because as a leader, you will know only what you know about yourself. But when you allow people to give feedback, that's when you have the opportunity to grow. That's when you have the opportunity to close the gaps that you have. That's when there is an opportunity or the areas of improvement that you can work on. So always be receptive to feedback and also give feedback. Very important. And avoiding difficult conversations. Now, as a leader, if you are avoiding difficult conversations, then you cannot be a leader, right? Recently, I wrote this quote where I said, if you want to be likable, don't become a leader, become a chai wala or an ice cream wala. Because chai wala, people during the breaks, right, especially in the IT world, corporate world, they go to chai walas, they are always happy with the chai wala. Whether they are frustrated with work or not, they go to the chai wala, they are happy, eating ice cream, happy, right? That gives them happiness. So if you want to be likable, be something like that. Don't be a leader. As a leader, you need to have the courage to go ahead and has those difficult conversations. Because if you are avoiding difficult conversations, right, these difficult small conversations will lead into a big problem. So you need to go ahead and encounter these organization these difficult conversations, right? You need to talk, you need to have that courage, right? You need to like go ahead and talk about the concerns, the problems, the challenges people have. Because if you avoid this, it will not help in the longer run. And what you will see is, you will see the projects are not getting delivered on time, you will see the organization is not growing, you will see finances getting stuck, right? You will see clients are not continuing with you, and then later you realize, oh my god, I did not have those difficult conversations with my teams, because of which the entire business is suffering. So be open and be courageous to have those difficult conversations, because you cannot avoid difficult conversations. The more you avoid, the more you pay. What do you pay? You pay the cost of ignorance. Because the more you delay, the more you pay the cost of ignorance. So if you want to avoid the cost of ignorance, be open for feedbacks and for difficult conversations, right? So these are the top 7 mistakes you need to avoid. And if you are able to avoid these top 7 mistakes, I'm telling you, there's a huge opportunity for you to grow, not only as a leader but as a legendary leader. Because I am Fatah Khan on a mission to help mid-career professionals to transform into legendary leaders. And if you are able to follow these steps, you can also transform into a legendary leader. If you want to know more about leadership, learn more about leadership, you can follow me on social media and also subscribe on my YouTube channel. Because I do this kind of content, because one of my top values is knowledge sharing, right? I want to share the knowledge out in the world, because I want to create more legendary leaders like you, right? So thank you for being here and watching me, and I wish you to become a legendary leader soon too. Thank you, and have a good time.